Hey Rockstar, it's Matt Theriault from Epic Real Estate. And if you want to know how to negotiate a real estate deal the right way, and the best part of this is these are what I call learn once and you're done type tips. So I pulled together 6 of the best ones for you directly from the science of lead conversion. And that's what I want to show you right now. And just before we get into it, if you want to become a top gun real estate investor and you don't like learning the hard way, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell because the faster you learn, the faster you earn. Let's go. This is Jack and Josh. They're private REI ACE clients of mine. And inside of our first year working together, they posted a deal inside of our private Facebook group 50 out of 52 weeks by incorporating what I'm about to show you on how to negotiate a real estate deal. And this particular video, by the way, is number 5 of a 7-part mini series. And I've put all of the links of the entire series in the description for you below. So I pulled these 6 specific, easy to implement tips straight from the science of lead conversion. Tip number 1, team up with the seller. The best way to negotiate a good deal with someone is to be on their side and want the same thing that they want. And most of the time when someone chooses to call a real estate investor like us rather than a realtor, it's because they have some sort of problem that a traditional sale through a realtor just won't solve. So you be the problem solver for the seller. Team up with them and take on the market together to solve the seller's problem. It's not you versus the seller, it's you and the seller versus the market. Tip number 2, be transparent. Now this is the new sales tactic of the day, and it's probably here to stay. The best negotiation game is to not have a game at all. And that's really refreshing to my clients when they learn they don't have to pretend to become someone that they're not. I mean, they don't have to be naturally gifted with gab. They don't have to have the flashy car, the perfect hair, and or a magnetic personality. You see, when you're being yourself with nothing to hide, it makes you more likable. And that's who people most want to do business with, people they like. And that brings us to tip number 3, be likable. If people want to do business with people that they like, well, let's be intentional about it. To be more likable, you first have to like the person that you want to like you back. And you do this by asking questions. And here's how asking questions works. You become instantly likable when you genuinely listen to the answers that you get. Listen to sellers as if there's going to be a test afterwards. And don't be so quick to move on to the next question or the next subject. Genuinely be interested in the seller and follow up their answers with comments like, how so? Or what do you mean? Or can you tell me more about that? And again, listen to those answers. Tip number 4, focus on why. Because the foundation of every deal lies within the seller's motivation to sell. And you'll come to find very quickly that if there's no motivation, there's likely to be no deal. But asking a seller directly, why are you selling, will typically result in a non-answer or a half-truth or an incomplete answer or a none of your business. But if you ask questions like, seems like a really nice house, why would you consider selling it? Or the property would fix up really nicely, and that's what I'm gonna do. Why don't you just do that and keep it? Or you could get a lot more money by calling a realtor and just putting it on the market. Why don't you do that? Or combining one of these types of questions with tip number 2, being transparent. This works really well and it's my favorite. And it sounds something like this. You know, Mr. Seller, I'm gonna make a good chunk of profit after I fix this up. Why don't you just fix it up and keep all of that profit for yourself? These types of questions will get you closer to the truth of the seller's motivation. They'll get you to their why. Tip number 5, dig into feelings and their emotions. You see, by doing this, you create intensity around their why. And you can do this really easily by asking questions like, how will it feel if you don't sell this in time? Or how will it feel when you finally get this headache off your back? Or how will it feel when you finally get to Arizona to be with your family? Those types of questions, they elevate the emotions of the seller and intensify their true motivation. Now, this last tip is probably the most important one, tip number 6. Oh, and real quick, if this type of information interests you and you want to hit the fast forward button to get all of my tips, strategies, and tools and resources to earn profits through real estate investing, go to reiace.com. Or just click the link in the description so you can look over my shoulder, you can copy me, and then you can reach out directly to me whenever you get stuck. You know, just like Jack and Josh did, and all of the people that you see here did. They copied my steps and they shared the results that they're getting. That link, it's in the description, or just go directly to reiace.com. Now, tip number 6, be reluctant to buy. First thing, it's better to miss out on a good deal than it is to buy a bad one. Second thing, for a seller to open up, they will have to first like you and trust you. And until they do, they will have their guard up thinking that you're trying to steal their property for the lowest price possible. So put them at ease by you yourself taking it easy and using phrasing like, seems like it might be a good house for me, or if I choose to buy this property, or, you know, it's okay, I don't expect to buy them all, or whatever you want to do, 100% okay with me. Once they get the impression that you're willing to walk away and not buy the property, you'll find sellers to open up and become more cooperative and ready to put a deal together. So what's the one tip you can see yourself implementing immediately for maximum impact? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? Share with me in the comments below. And who do you know that might also find what we discussed today useful? You know, when their name comes to mind, feel free to share it with them. Oh, and if you'd like to continue, see the links for the other videos in this series below in the description. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.